Good morning here. I truly do believe this, that 40s are when we start living our lives. We actually start to realize we have some perspective on our lives. What is bringing us happiness? What have we been chasing the last 20 years that is not leading to the destination that we thought it would? We grind and grind and grind and chase all of the material things, thinking that they're going to lead to some sort of happiness. And I look back at every material thing I bought in that moment. It was awesome buying it. And then it led to some sort of buyer's remorse or regret and shame, because it doesn't lead to any true happiness. And that's why when we get into our 40s, we start to realize, they call it a midlife crisis, but it's more of a midlife realization and you have some perspective in life and you look back, it's like, okay, what is really making me tick? What's making me happy? What's not? And that's a great perspective to have. And that's why I truly do believe that we start living in our 40s. That's why so many people, you look at a lot of the wealthy people, they generated their wealth after their 40s, because that's when they got the perspective on what actually makes them happy, and then they chase those dreams versus just chasing the material things and chasing the lives that we've thought would make us happy. And we live our lives for so many other people, try to make everybody else happy, and we're not making ourselves happy. And at the end of the day, if we're not happy inside, we're not going to make anybody else happy. We can't fill from an empty cup. We can't fill somebody else's cup from an empty cup. So again, our lives truly do begin in our 40s. If you're at that point and you're kind of hitting some crossroads, this is just the beginning. This is where you get to use all of that knowledge that you've gained over the last 40 years and perspective in life on what is really making you tick, what's making you wake up and excited, and apply it to your life instead of living in the misery that you may be in right now and just staying there. Take everything that you've learned and apply the good and start living your life, because this is just the beginning, not the end. That home sweet home mat that everybody had, grandma had, great grandma had, mom had, that thing. The symbolization of that home sweet home is unbelievable. If you're not, there's nothing like being home. When you travel, because we all go on vacations and it's like, oh, I just can't wait to be home. Because we also realize that if we're not happy at home, we're not going to be happy going on a vacation. We can't go to Paradise Island if we're not happy and actually sit on that island and be happy. You may be happy in a few moments, but you're not truly going to be deep down happy. And that's why eventually you're like, oh, I just want to go back home. Because home is everything. And your family is everything. Families have a gravitational pull. I'm so guilty of this, of trying to find happiness outside of the area that I've lived, and I made some mistakes. I shouldn't even say mistakes, they're just experiences and learning lessons. But having the ability to take that and actually apply it, and not just, you also start to realize that your health is everything. As we get older, our bodies start telling us we can no longer do certain things. We can't keep putting in poisons into our bodies. We can't put all these toxins into our bodies and keep functioning. Our bodies start rejecting it. We need to start listening to our bodies, because they're telling us, hey, your health is everything. If you want to be healthy for your grandkids, for your own kids, and just to be happy. Waking up and I did this for 4 years, waking up in pain and aches and just misery. I couldn't even open up my hands. I couldn't even lift my arms above my shoulders. I was in so much pain. And I was really at the end of my rope. Like, I've got to make a change here. And God, I just, so thankful for Him. And that's another thing too, is every battle you're going through as you get older, we get to use this in our 40s and beyond, is we're not in it alone. We have God to lean into. God, the moment you start leaning into God, I cannot tell you how much that changed my entire life. every morning I wake up and I pray. Every night I go to bed and I pray, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful for everything that He's given me. It just changes everything. So these are, again, just things that we learn through our lives. We chase everything, we grind, we go, and you grind anything long enough, everything turns to dust. It doesn't matter what it is. As we get older, I've also realized that I gambled a lot back in my day, always chasing that win that's going to make me satisfied. That amount of money gambling that I win eventually will satisfy me. It never will. There is no amount of money you can gamble and win, and you'll finally say, "Oh, I'm truly satisfied." It will never happen. The gambling addiction is real, and getting out of that realm, that was a battle. But I'm telling you, you will never win enough money in the gambling world to truly satisfy you. We also realize that at the bottom of that bottle never is the happiness we're in search for. Every time it's like, oh, just one more, I'll be happy. It never happens. We also realize how powerful forgiveness is. Forgiving ourselves for some of the things we've done. We've all made mistakes and dumb decisions, but forgiving ourselves is so powerful. And also forgiving anybody in your life that you've done wrong or had just bad thoughts for. And anytime that you're wishing anything ill upon somebody else, that something is wrong inside of you. When I am not happy, the other weekend when I went and drank and I was hungover, I was not happy. I found myself not wishing the best for other people around me. But right now, that I'm truly, truly happy, I am wishing the best for anybody that's in my world. Anybody. A competition, worst enemies. I want the best for anybody that comes into my world. But when I'm not right, when I'm not truly happy inside, I find myself almost, I shouldn't even say wishing ill, but maybe that's what it is. If you're not happy inside, you find yourself just not being happy for other people, and that's something that definitely need to be mindful of. The other greatest thing about starting your life as it starts in your 40s is you can reverse everything. Any disease, any aches, pains, damage you've done to your body over the years, you can reverse it now by just cleaning up your life, cleaning up your diet, cleaning up your foods that you're putting into your body. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I see it so clear now that everything that obviously what I put in is what I'm going to get out of my body. And that's one of the greatest things about your 40s is you start to get that feedback from your body saying, hey, you can no longer put this stuff into this body and it's not going to function. You can't keep grabbing instant gratification foods. You've got to start putting in fuel into your body and feeling amazing. Your body is the greatest pharmacy on this planet. If you allow your body to fix itself by feeding it the proper nutrients, and any time that we have issues with our body, it's due to something we are doing to it, putting into our bodies. I fix virtually everything in my body by allowing my body to heal itself, by cleaning it all out, and it literally feel like an 18-year-old. And this is another great thing about your 40s is you have all of that knowledge you've gained over the years, and if you can get your health right, You get to live inside of an 18-year-old body, mind, with knowledge of a 40-year-old, and apply that to your life. Imagine what your life would look like if you had your body from 18 years old, your mind, the sharpness, the quickness, the alertness, the clarity of an 18-year-old mind with the knowledge of a 40-year-old, the knowledge that you have in your life. Repairing relationships is key, especially family. If you have some sort of relationship inside of your family that is not where it needs to be, fix it. Your family is everything. Whatever issue you may have with somebody in your family, fix it. They are the things that are going to make you happy. Anything that you're chasing outside of family for happiness may be temporary, but you're going to live and die with your family. So fix, repair any relationship. It is so worth it. And there's any time that you have hatred for somebody, it's taking energy from you. So whatever that is, fix it and apply it to your life. The soul needs to be fed. Getting outdoors, getting in with nature, being outside is key to finding some sort of happiness on a consistent basis. Not just finding it in a moment, but you want to constantly. I mean, we're all in certain, it's crazy how hard happiness is to find and to keep on a consistent basis. But one thing that has helped me so much is being outside. I mean, just sitting out here and being around nature, water, for one. I find so much serenity and peace around water, and just doing some hiking, being alone in moments. I made a post about this a while ago, that one of the greatest, or actually the greatest punishment that we give people is isolation. So, when someone's in prison, and if they do something in prison, what they do is they'll isolate them and put them, and that's one of the worst things for the mind, for the body, for a human. But there are moments where alone time and downtime is great to just reset, regroup, but never get in that for a long-term period. We need to be around people. We're meant to be tribal, and in this world we live in, the one device, and I'm using it right now, social media and phone. It can be used properly, but it's a battle. But the thing that was supposed to connect us all has really disconnected us all more than ever, because we have isolated ourselves with our phones, and we no longer do phone calls and all that stuff. There's the FaceTime and whatnot, but we text, but we're really a lot more isolated than we've ever been. So the device that was supposed to connect us all has really disconnected us more than ever. But just some thoughts on that. So also really realize the power of anxiety. I used to look at anxiety as punishment, and it's not punishment, it's just an alertness. It's just your body telling you, hey, wake up here. You're doing something that your subconscious is telling you, hey, wake up, change. Maybe you're just sitting around doing nothing. When you sit around and do nothing, anxiety builds up, because your body, it kind of goes into like a fight or flight mode. It's like, you got to do something. It's trying to wake you up. Hey, do something to burn off this energy. Otherwise, I have to use anxiety to burn off this energy. When you're not utilizing your body, it's going to kind of wake you up. And when you're not doing the things that subconsciously deep down that you should be doing, you're going to get anxiety. It's going to wake you up and say, hey, do that. So it's just something to be aware of, that anxiety is not the devil. It's just something it's God saying, hey, wake up, listen to your body, do what you should be doing. Realize that your second life begins when you realize you only have one life. And that starts to happen in your 40s. You realize, well, been here 40 years. probably somewhere at the half point, probably, give or take, whatever. And you start to realize there is going to be a day that my eyes close and they never open again. And what am I doing on this planet in my life that is really leaving a legacy for my family, for my friends, for just everybody in my world? Am I actually leaving a legacy, or am I just on the I'm on that hamster wheel every week, just kind of doing the same old things, thinking that it's going to lead to some sort of happiness. I mean, if you're on that hamster wheel, the only way you're going to find happiness is getting off that hamster wheel. And whatever routines that you're kind of in right now, it's not just going to happen by happenstance. You have to make a change. They say nothing changes if nothing changes. So just, if you're on that and you're doing the same old things every day, week, month, year, just hoping that change is going to happen, it's not going to happen. You have to make a change for change to happen. For me, alcohol has always been something that I battled with. And I prayed and prayed to God that, I just don't want to drink anymore. Just help me stop, help me quit. And I didn't know exactly how he was going to do that. And I'm starting to realize what he did was through some pain and suffering from the alcohol, the poison going into my body was starting to cause so much anxiety, depression, pain, aches, just my body breaking down from literally putting a poison into my body. I've always thought, what could I actually do in my life if I didn't have that holding me back? I mean, just look at your life. If you removed the alcohol from it, how much more you could accomplish, how many more days you are going to be productive in your life and happy as well. I can't believe how many days I've wasted on hangovers and anxiety and just complete pile of crap because I overindulged in that world of alcohol. And if you just truly just look at your life and where it could go if that was something that was removed, and maybe not fully removed. I'm trying to remove it fully. I want it fully gone from mine. I dip my toes back in and it doesn't work. But cut back massive. Use it once a month, for something that's actually in your eyes worth it. I'm starting to realize there's nothing that it's worth it for, but maybe it's something you just can't fully remove from your life. And maybe it's not detrimental to your life, but if it is, then you have to remove it fully. This is another thing that I really have learned on my journey of trying to truly be happy with who I am and happy with myself. And I've always struggled with this in my life. I've always worried what other people think of me. The image that I'm putting out there. The reason we worry about that is because deep down we're not happy with ourselves. Once we get happy with ourselves and truly, like, you wake up, you look in the mirror, and you are really proud of who that person is, you don't give a shit about what other people think of you because you know deep down you're happy with who you are. That is a key indicator. If you are worried about what other people think of you, deep down you're not happy with who you are. And that's where you can make that change and start doing the things that make you proud of who you are, and then you stop worrying about what other people think of you. So, just something that has been absolutely so true on my little journey. When I was kind of veered off a little bit, I wasn't happy with who I was, and I started worrying about what other people think of me again. And that was the indicator that I'm not happy with who I am. And the joy in making other people happy. The joy of not living such a selfish life is so key. Just putting a smile on somebody's face, just smiling at them. It's amazing the interactions that you get right back and the energy that you get from other humans. So we all have some sort of energy inside that we give off or take. And giving energy, then getting it back from humans, very, very powerful. You truly start to prioritize the things that really, really matter in your life. Your family, your health, your friends, and the people, the environment that you are around. You truly start to care about making sure you're putting yourself in the right environments. We will fall to our environment. I never believed that my environment would be, I'm tougher than that. I can overcome it. It will suck you down. It will pull you up, whatever environment you are in. It will bring you to the level of that environment. I say it's where your life truly does begin, not end. So I was finding myself in this, it's just the way it's going to be. I'm here, I'm 40, my body's starting to shut down. I can no longer do these things that I want to do. And we just kind of fall into the rut. And that's a dangerous spot. So it doesn't end here. This is truly just the beginning. These are all the wake-up calls that God's giving you right now that you get to tap into, take advantage of. In your 40s, you have the ability to reset everything. You get your health back in line, get your clarity back, lose all of your brain fog, lose all of the stuff that is causing you from getting to where you want. Right now, in your 40s, you can snap it all back to an 18-year-old body and mind. If you keep waiting, eventually you'll do too much damage to your body where you're not going to be able to revert it back. So right now is when your life truly begins, not ends. You truly do appreciate the mornings versus the late nights. As you get older, there is nothing better than your morning with your brain and your mind. Nothing good happens at night. We all try to portray this image to make everybody around us look like we've got our shit together and we know what we're doing and we've got life figured out. And we're portraying this image, but we can see through that image. We all see inside of us what the reality actually is. And as you get older, you just actually want to just start living your reality, not this portrayed image that makes everybody else happy for you, where you're not actually making yourself happy. It's time to start living your actual life that makes you happy, and that doesn't make everybody else happy. So we truly have the ability to start living our real life at any moment. I'm using 40s as the analogy because I truly feel that's really when we have a great grasp on what makes us tick, what makes us happy, what makes us go, and we can start tapping into all of that knowledge and start using it to start living our true, meaningful, happy, and fulfilled life going forward. Wishing you absolutely an amazing day and an amazing future and just true and utter happiness.